大家好，我是郭哲瑞，我又回来了。我现在跟我的表哥 Fred 我们是在讲美国跟中国的法律在哪里不一样。So let's talk about some of the differences between like America and Chinese law. I know you're a lawyer, so I know this can't be for legal advice. Like if anyone wants
Yes,
any legal advice,
anything I say is not legal advice, and if you have any legal questions, you should definitely consult a lawyer.
我要跟大家说这个，美国政府让我说下面的东西都不是法律的建议。那如果你要法律的建议，你需要请一个美国的律师。如果你要很好的律师，你需要付差不多$500一个小时，所以他们有好多钱。So
Yeah.
one of the big differences I know between America and China is with alcohol. Like in China, it's very common to just drink around on the street. You can drink in your car as long as you're driving. But in America, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, and again, this is not legal advice, but in the United States, you're not allowed to have a open vessel of alcohol in the car.
If I'm a passenger, if I'm sitting in the car, I can't drink beer.
Correct. Yeah.
And do you think right now we can't just be drinking beers, right?
That's correct. I mean, if we were both drinking a beverage that was clearly identifiable as alcohol, that's illegal. Yeah, because we're in public.
We go to jail.
I mean, if a police officer were to see us
Yeah.
and notice that we're drinking alcohol in public, we could be arrested. I believe so. It's likely that we would only be given a fine.
Okay. So this is a little funny. So in China, they have a business called pengche, and this actually happened to me once, where some guy said said I hit him while I was driving in a car, and he said he'll call the police if I don't give him 5,000 renminbi, $1,000 right away. And first of all, I don't have the money on me. Second of all, I didn't hit him. And third of all, it sucks for him because I had a camera in my car. So my question to you is can these people do this business in America?
So yes and no. I mean, I think it is much more difficult to make that kind of claim, and there would be a lawsuit, and the court would have to adjudicate whether somebody was actually hit, whether they were actually injured, all that stuff. At the same time, it is a sort of common form of insurance fraud, or a way of scamming insurance, claiming you were hit by someone, whether driving or walking on the street, and then claiming that you have a back injury and you go to a physical therapist and they diagnose you, or massage therapist, and they diagnosed you as sort of back pain, and then of course as soon as you get your insurance settlement payout, suddenly your back pain has vanished. I think that's an unfortunate common sort of money-making scam.
I've got a lot of friends from China, and they come to America. And, because America, we don't have, any cameras on the road, really. We don't have that many. A lot of times, the cops will pull you over. But the cops kind of are very nervous when they're talking to us.
Yeah, well, I would say this is, again, this is not legal advice. Just trying to understand what's happening when a police officer pulls you over, and from their perspective, they don't know who you are. They don't know if you're a crazy person.
So they might be afraid you have a gun or something.
Might be afraid
a lot of Americans have guns?
A lot of Americans do have guns.
Not good.
Well, it's not good at all. But that's a whole other issue. But even the police officer has a gun, so you could grab their gun. They could be concerned about that.
Yeah.
They just don't know. Or you could just be a totally normal person, but they have to assume that you have the potential to do harm.
So you shouldn't push them
So
or yell at them.
Forget physical contact. Forget about it. But I mean, be polite. Don't make sudden movements. Don't do anything that would make someone who's nervous.
So, but what if the police officer's wrong? Can you tell them they're wrong and tell them to go away?
Well, certainly no physical gestures toward them that they could take as a physical threat, right?
But I just want them to leave.
Right, but no, I mean, I wouldn't recommend that. They have to be on their guard, and you making any sort of gesture that would make them concerned that for physical danger, then they could hurt you. And if a police officer is clearly in the wrong,
yeah,
you pointing that out is not necessarily illegal.
Yeah.
But the question is it worth escalating a situation, or should you wait till you get to the court?
所以总的来说，在美国，在外面你不要喝酒，跟警察你不要打警察，你不要骂警察，and 还有碰着来这里他们不可以赚钱。
再见。